one of the most poignant moments of that interview for me was when you talked about you were with him and you would go to restaurants, right? Do you remember this part of it?
Yes, of course.
Right. Can you please share that? Because there's listeners here that might have not heard that episode yet.
Well, this goes back to what we started with, why trust is so important.
Please, yeah.
You don't need 20, you just need one person that you can trust. You know, Mike put me to the test a lot in the beginning because so many people have stolen from him.
Oh my God. Yeah. Don King was like his closest and just totally took advantage of him.
And just people that want to, and I'll tell you about that story, but what led up to that was they were getting ready to send his ass back to prison in Arizona. They did not like him. They were going after him.
That was in the press.
Yeah,
he got arrested out there.
And so I was helping him with the court dates and doing all that. And so the first time we traveled together, we're going into the room and he said, okay, I'll see you in a minute. I said, no, Mike, I'm staying with you. No, you're not. No white motherfucker's going to stay with me. And I said, no, Mike, I'm going to stay with you because you know what's going to happen. We're in Arizona, man. This is where you get in trouble. You're going to have some girl, blah, 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 blah. No. And then he gives me the stare down.
The Mike Tyson stare down?
The stare down.
What? Yeah. You're a courageous man, Seano.
It's like, that's a look. I've seen him give that look to people before, right? And I said, Mike, are we getting ready to fucking get down with each other right now? Because I got some fucking moves, dude. And he said the N word really loud. And he said, all right. And then he just took his clothes off and was naked. And I said, damn, okay. And we never looked back. But
that's a beautiful story.
Yeah. It was really, but like, you got to know like when to say no and yes. He was like over 300. He was really overweight.
Man.
Wow. And he was really, money was tight. It was just funky and just so much was happening. And
this is like the Hangover movies, I think,
right? No,
before, like the resurgence and all that. Right? Before all that. Yeah.
And he was in a real depressive, angry, just leave me alone. I'd get him out in the world and we would, I would take him out and there was a restaurant in Venice that he loved, some food there. But it was hard for him because he'd go in and when we would walk in, his brain would just think that everybody was like, stop, freeze frame. Look at this big fat N-word. And so what we came up with was, now I always tell this because it's so important to think about Mike, the baddest man on the planet. So what we do is he would just touch my hand, which was him asking for help, saying he was scared. And I said, oh, cool. And then I would look at him like I'm looking at you. And I said, I love you, man. I said, I got you, brother. We're cool. And then we would, in the African, touch foreheads with each other. And we go about and do our thing. And we did that a lot. And that's why in the podcast, you could just see our love and commitment to each other. I didn't want anything from Mike. It was a blessing to work with him, but I didn't want anything from him. Everybody wanted something from him.
Yeah.
Had I not been kidnapped, I would never been able to help him.
Explain why.
Trauma survivor to trauma survivor, drunk to drunk.
Yeah.
Hustler to hustler.
You speak the language.
Speak the language.